Um, so the following questions are about your experience in kindergarten through 12th grade in the U.S. And so please give as much information as you feel comfortable with. And if anything is confusing, don't hesitate to ask for clarification. And I'll write a few notes, sorry, but I'm not too much because they'll mostly be recorded. So when you started school in the United States, how did it differ from Mexico?
Well, I immigrated to Los Angeles or to the United States when I was in the third grade.
Okay.
It was around this time. Actually, this month I turned. It would be 20-something. No, 15 to 16 years I've been here.
Wow.
So it's around this time of the day. I started third grade. I was placed right away in an English class.
Oh wow. Okay.
Without testing me, without asking me. I didn't understand anything. I was confused for the first couple 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I would get bullied by the kids because I didn't speak English. I wasn't doing homework.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know anything. I didn't know what was going on until I would cry and beg my mom, speak to the school. I don't know what's going on. I don't understand anything. So she did, and eventually they moved me to a bilingual class, and then I was there for another 2-3 weeks, and the teacher was Hispanic. He spoke Spanish to me, and he would tell me, when we're reading, you don't just listen, just stay there quietly. I understand your situation, I know you don't understand the language, and that's totally fine. He'll give me sometimes worksheets, and I would do them, especially math. Math was my strongest subject when I was young. So until we got the testing for the ESL. So they placed me in ESL. They did a testing. I felt like it was the longest, confusing test of my life because I didn't know anything. I literally placed really low 0. So it was hard. It was challenging, especially because the kids were, they're very harsh, bullying me. I didn't know the language. I was coming from another country. Sometimes I was getting accused that I would steal stuff from them. So that would get me in trouble. My mom had to work, so I had an auntie that would pick us up, but she was very, not serious. I would get picked up to 4, 5 p.m.
Wow.
Or, usually at 4. They would be calling her, and I would be sitting outside thinking, well, what am I doing here? Why did I come to this place? You see, because when you're in Mexico, they visualize you. Oh, they brainwash you. This is a great country. You're going to learn a lot. They have a lot of opportunities, etc., etc. I did struggle, until I did struggle a lot. One of my neighbors was helping me, learn the English language. This was an elderly couple. They would teach me what the nouns, the verbs, and I would repeat it. They would give me their volunteer hours, right after school.
Wow.
And I was there with them. They would tell me, don't worry about it. I understand. You're not, it's difficult for you to, learn the language. And I picked up real quick. I picked up the English language real quick. By the 5th grade, I already knew most of the English language. I was already bilingual.
Wow.
By 6th grade, 7th grade, I already knew it perfectly. I was already, being my mom's interpreters with the teachers because some of them didn't speak Spanish. So some of the words, I would understand. Sometimes the school didn't provide any bilingual TAs. So it was me, the one doing all that work for my mom and stuff. I never skipped summer school. I was always in summer school for that English. My mom would tell me, why are you going to summer and Saturday school, because before, back then, the school would offer, those kind of services. I don't know if they still do, but before I was always in Saturday school. I never missed a session, for the English, the language, because I just wanted to get out of the ESL. I did get out when I was it was my last year of 8th grade. The coordinator was telling me, you can do it, pass this test. Once you pass this test, that's it. You're in high school, you're not going to be in ESL, you're going to have regular English classes, like, you should do, because I had to place above a 4,
Okay.
so to get out. So I did, I was picked up a lot, so that was kind of more like the difficult part in school, because I was trying to learn the language, but then at the same time, I was trying to gain friends because I was alone.
Yeah, no, you were mentioning the bowling was really difficult. Like, can you tell me more about
that? Well, the kids were just telling me, call me names like, look at that India, look at that wetback, look at that, little negrita right there. She doesn't know how to speak English, and like, for the most part, I was always by myself. Like, I was always, because I didn't understand what they were saying. I would see the crowd, and it was like, oh, okay.
Was there much diversity in the school?
No, the school was actually, where I grew up, it was mostly Latinos. Like, so Latinos bullying another Latinos, like, kind of, instead of praising each other, helping each other, you're putting them down. So, that's why I think that kind of motivated me to, like, learn the language, to understand, what's going on because I just didn't know. Well, before I came to Los Angeles, I was actually in Santa Ana. I feel like Santa Ana was like, is the most racist county, because I did have a teacher she was Asian, an elderly lady, and I didn't understand, and I remember one time crying because she's like, you have to learn the English. This is an English language class. You cannot speak Spanish. So I remember crying. After that, she was always complaining to my mom that I never did homework, but how I didn't understand what the work she said. I never understood what was going on. So that's why my mom decided to move here in Los Angeles, where, different, but, it was still kind of the same, but less of a bullying here, where at least the teachers were like, okay, they were willing to help me. And some were there, helping me after school. One of the teachers was like, well, why don't you stay after school? There's a free after school program. Your mom doesn't have to pay anything. And they spoke to my mom, and she enrolled me, and I stood there and had a tutor who would give me flashcards. So this is that, he would help me so I can pick it up. And I think that's why I picked it up in like 5th grade, really quickly.
So that was the tutors after?
Yeah, the after school, the after school program. And I guess that's why now I'm passionate to giving back, because of those after school programs and the tutors that were there, they helped me. They every time, she's coming, okay, you remember we have our 30-minute section, if not, you cannot play. So that was like, I'm very grateful for them, because they were just on me. They were really on me, like, and I would tell them, like, I would go walking after school, and because I was always there till like 3, 4, and my mom wasn't coming because she was at work. My auntie, she was picking up her other kids because they would get it at 3, so I had to wait there long until one of the administrators was like, well, there's an after school program, and the teacher was the one that was, he's like, well, let's talk to your mom. And I said, well, I don't know if she's gonna want to, because I don't have help at home, and my mom didn't understand. We had to go to the neighbor house, and the neighbor probably sometimes didn't understand either, because she's like, well, what is it that you need help with? Like, do you need help on the math? Or I'm like, well, I don't know what that says. So it was more like a language barrier for my mom and like for me at the beginning. But then once I picked up, like, I became my mom's bilingual. And when we would go to the dentist, the doctor, I think, like, for the most part, all of us in this country, we're like our parents bilingual. What else?
And you were saying originally, when you're having a lot of trouble, your mom went in to talk to the school. Was that difficult because of the language?
Yes. Well, I told her, because she was getting upset at me for not doing the homework, but I told her, like, I don't understand what's going on. I'm just placed on an English class. I don't know what I did. She doesn't speak Spanish. So, because in Mexico, all the teachers are Spanish, they're all, this is Spanish, our primary language. So she spoke to the